A details video. What, you thought it was over? You really thought it was over? Well, let me tell you something.
Nothing is over! Nothing!
However, today's details video is gonna be a little bit different. Instead of focusing on new details that are found in Battlefield 5, we're gonna take a look at details in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 that we already know about and compare them a little bit and see which we like better, because there are some details in Battlefield 1 that are simply not there in Battlefield 5 and vice versa. So this video is to have a little bit of a side-by-side comparison between Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, but focusing on details and small things and stuff like that have either been improved with Battlefield 5 or perhaps even been downgraded. So we're gonna start off with arguably one of my favorite details in both Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. It's regarding the reloading animation for the Repetierpistolen M1912. Again, I hope I pronounced that correctly, I never know for sure. As some of you may remember, now almost 2 years ago, I made a details video showing the insane eye for detail DICE has with different types of animations, especially some of the reloading animations. This was very evident with the M1912 pistol. See, this pistol has a very unique reloading mechanic where you eject all of the remaining rounds out of the top of the pistol and insert a new clip. The cool thing is though that the number of rounds ejected from the pistol while reloading accurately represents the actual rounds you had left in the pistol. So if you had 1 round remaining, you see only 1 ejecting out, and if you had 7 rounds remaining, you see that number as well. Really cool. But in my opinion, Battlefield 5's version takes the cake, because even though it's the same kind of reloading mechanic, obviously because it's the same pistol, in Battlefield 5 you actually eject the remaining rounds into your hand instead of just straight up into the air, and in your hand makes way more sense because you would want to preserve ammo. So obviously both are really cool, but Battlefield 5 just slightly better. And you need to think about this detail because there are a lot of guns in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 that are the same, and they mostly have the same reloading animations and stuff like that, but they added this slight difference to the M1912 pistol reloading animation, and I just really appreciate that. Another detail in Battlefield 5 which is way more impressive than in Battlefield 1 is the fire, let's say from an incendiary grenade. Now, not only does the fire look 10 times better in my opinion, as you can see right here, but in Battlefield 5 they also added some sort of heat haze effect right above the fire, like in real life, which I think is really cool. You know, it looks authentic, and it's something you don't really see in Battlefield 1 above a fire. However, a cool little detail in Battlefield 1 regarding the smoke cannot be found in Battlefield 5 for some odd reason. See, in Battlefield 1 various things react to explosions, for example flags and smokes, as is shown right here. But in Battlefield 5 they removed this for some reason. As you can see, I planted multiple explosives near clouds of smoke and they do not react in the slightest to these explosions. I think that's really weird, and it doesn't really make any sense to me, but I noticed that it is in Battlefield 1 and not in Battlefield 5, so that's kind of a point to Battlefield 1. Some reloading animations that were completely wrong though in Battlefield 1 have been fixed now in Battlefield 5. For example with the Gewehr M95. In Battlefield 1, when you eject the end block clip, the amount of rounds left in the clip were always 5, despite how many rounds you actually fired. That annoyed me in Battlefield 1 right from the start, but in Battlefield 5 they actually fixed that, as you can see right here. And the same goes for the Lewis gun. In Battlefield 1, when you rechamber a round after reloading, the disc magazine on top of the Lewis gun remains static. Again in Battlefield 5 they fixed that. You now see the disc rotate slightly, it's very subtle, when the first round is rechambered. Also, the footprints have been improved in Battlefield 5 compared to Battlefield 1. See, in Battlefield 1, when the Russian DLC In the Name of the Tsar came out, we finally got our first snow maps in the game. And I quickly wanted to see if you actually left footprints in the snow when walking, and it turns out you actually did, so that's good. And the same story goes for Battlefield 5, you leave footprints in the snow. But these footprints are firstly more accurate and they stay longer in Battlefield 5. And moreover, they added more footprints textures in Battlefield 5 other than just in the snow. Now you also have footprints in the mud and sand, for example. Take a look. and in Battlefield 1 you only left footprints in the snow, so they improved that in Battlefield 5. There is one detail though in Battlefield 1 that is so obscure that I really doubt it to be in Battlefield 5, or at least I haven't found it yet. I haven't found anything similar yet, so if you guys know that this detail or a very similar detail to this is in Battlefield 5, then please let me know down below in the comments. The detail I'm talking about is the sound effect you hear when it's raining and the rain is falling on these piles of brass. Take a listen. It's so faint and so subtle that unless there is almost no background noise at all and you are very close by, you cannot hear this cool sound effect. But it's still so cool to have, you know. Just imagine, some people over the audio department at DICE said, hey, you know what, when it's raining you should hear a different audio effect near these brass piles. It's just crazy to think about it, but I really like it and I really do appreciate it. Another detail that can be found in both games, but in my opinion is way more appropriate to have in Battlefield 1, is regarding a map texture. See, in different locations in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, you can find this very detailed map texture. Well, if you remember correctly, you would know that this is the map of Argonne Forest from Battlefield 1. To have this map texture in Battlefield 1 is obvious because this map itself is in the game. However, in Battlefield 5 it doesn't make a whole lot of sense since we don't have this map in the game and it doesn't look like we'll get that map anytime soon as well. So it just seems like a reused assets from Battlefield 1. There's also a cool little detail in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 which is very similar but different in their own way. It's regarding a pack of cigarettes. In Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 you have these packs of cigarettes that have been modeled to look almost identical to the real life counterparts from the First and Second World War. Again, such a funny and subtle little detail, and the fact that they thought about this and added it into the game is just amazing in my opinion. Here you can see it side by side. It's clear to see that they are kind of, you know, real life replicas. Now for some details that so far I have only seen in Battlefield 1. These are so unique and so obscure that firstly in some cases they can only be in Battlefield 1, but just similar types of details are also not to be found in Battlefield 5 or any other game for that matter. Details like the unique Minimax fire extinguisher that can only be found in this 1 second segment in the entire game of Battlefield 1. Or the fact that on the Soissons map, when it's raining, the little canal that's running through the village is now filled up and the water wheel is moving faster. Or perhaps even a shooting animation that can only be seen in third person. You know, stuff like this. I miss these types of details and as far as I know, they aren't really present in Battlefield 5. Currently the closest thing I've seen so far is like the little force pickup animation when you pick up health or pick up ammunition. That's really cool in Battlefield 5. And finally, to finish this video off, we're gonna take a look at the sniper decoys. They are a little bit different in both games. In Battlefield 1 it's pretty much a head on a stick. And in Battlefield 5 it's a head plus the arms and the upper body and a rifle of some sort on a tripod. So big difference in terms of looks. But the detail is regarding the change of look of these decoys for each faction. For example, in Battlefield 1 each faction had different headwear for their sniper decoys, which makes sense because you want the decoy to look like an actual soldier from your faction. Here you can see it clearly in Battlefield 1, when playing as the Russian scout, your decoy gets this hoodie or whatever it's called to match the appearance. If we take a look at Battlefield 5 however, you can see that the sniper decoys remain the same regardless of your faction or your cosmetic appearance. That's something I noticed and something I now appreciate even more in Battlefield 1. And that's about it for the video, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed, but before you go though, what do you think of this video idea? How about another Battlefield 1 worst to best video? Yes, I know, another one, it's getting ridiculous, and yes, I know I said I would stop making worst to best videos for Battlefield 1, but I thought, you know, Battlefield 1 had so many cool and obscure details that were so unique, unlike any other game I've ever seen, and perhaps, you know, you guys would like to see a video of me ranking every detail that I covered in my details videos from worst to best in Battlefield 1. I know there are like 100 different details, so I would probably pick the top 20 or something like that, but do let me know if you guys want to see that. Personally, I think that would be really cool, but then again, I did say I would stop making these videos for Battlefield 1, so you tell me. Anyway, thanks for watching, subscribe if you haven't already, and I see you guys next time.